A volunteer group of first responders is still answering the call during the epidemic.
They're working every hour of every day to keep us safe.
First responders continue making changes to protect patients and themselves.
Our EMTs, our front lines,
those who are literally risking their lives,
are doing everything being asked of them, working 24/7.
My name is Henry Clapp. I'm 21. I'm from Rochester, New York. Now I go to school in DC, and I volunteer as an emergency medical technician in Montgomery County, Maryland. I joined the fire station because I was looking for a way to get hands-on experience in emergency services. So in the last 3 years, I've been on somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 calls, a rough estimate, and 3,000 hours of volunteering. I am an EMT, so I drive the ambulance, and I also provide patient care in the back of the ambulance, and I lead a large portion of the training of new EMTs. I think a good EMT is someone who can think quickly on their feet, someone who learns quickly, and someone who has the ability to adapt to rapidly changing circumstances. Those qualities are definitely critical to fighting this pandemic.
Breaking developments in the coronavirus emergency in the U.S.
We've got to take a few moments to try and digest all of the news about coronavirus.
we will see more cases.
1 in 5 individuals may need hospitalization.
More than 24,000 now nationwide.
Will the healthcare system be able to handle the coming surge in cases? We're facing one of the most serious health crises in American history.
In response to the pandemic, our volunteers are now staffing a second ambulance out of our station. In addition to my administrative and training roles, I'm still riding 24 to 36 hours a week on the ambulance. Still a full-time student at AU in my first semester of my senior year.
9 doctors now sick, with 20 more expected tomorrow. If that's already happening this early on, are we going to have enough healthcare providers to take care of these patients?
Are you guys short of volunteers?
So it's just, there's a number of people who have said that, yeah, they want to help out with all this, and since they're teleworking, they have time during the day now. But we also have a couple people who live with people who are at risk, so they don't want to come in, which is fine. We're not pressuring anyone to. A couple of people who have symptoms of something, so obviously we don't want them to come in. So it's just a lot to juggle.
Were there suspected cases that you went on?
I didn't directly go on any, but it's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen more than once a shift. It makes me a little nervous. It's not necessarily so much I'm afraid of getting exposed and getting sick. I'm afraid of getting exposed and transmitting it to other people, and then not being able to, participate in an effort to help. We're seeing pockets of cases really picking up in certain areas of the country, and we're seeing it directly impact EMS and fire rescue, both through exposures to emergency personnel, increases in call volume, and as a large metropolitan department, we have to prepare for a similar crisis.
It's gonna get so crazy so fast, but we'll either get through it or we won't, but at least we'll do it together. Yeah. But also, Hogan's orders today, they're not that strict. I was totally expecting it to be way stricter, and I'm actually more wigged out that they weren't. I'm more wigged out that they weren't stricter.
Hogan has ordered the closure of all non-essential businesses in Maryland. However, he says he's not taking the more extreme measure of ordering people to shelter in place.
We are not issuing or ordering a shelter-in-place directive. We are telling all Marylanders to follow all of the directives we've already issued and to follow state law against crowds of more than 10 people.
When I started, no, I didn't ever expect anything of this scale. It's never even been on my radar or anyone else's radar of kind of this ongoing, really large threat. So I didn't expect that I'd ever be involved in something like this. I had my first, what they call patient under investigation Wednesday. That's someone who's suspected of having coronavirus. So you need to take extra precautions. And I also had one of those on Friday. You know, a lot of people are concerned. There's a lot of, at least a degree of tension. You know, this is a very different kind of emergency than folks are used to dealing with. I just got a call from the Fire Rescue Office of Medical Services notifying me that one of the patients that I contacted yesterday tested positive for COVID-19. And they just were notifying me and confirming that I was taking all the necessary protective measures, which I was.
So you still go out and ride now? You don't quarantine?
It would be unmanageable if everyone who came into contact with any COVID patient had to self-quarantine, because then there would be absolutely no people working. I think it's going to get very bad very quickly. I kind of fell into a leadership role at my station, but I've really enjoyed it. I find that training people makes me better at the job I do, because it challenges you to think about the best way to do things, aspects of the job. I like seeing the transformation from someone who's brand new and green to being a competent and really good EMS provider. So I just got off a call with my sergeant who said that the state is anticipating a huge increase in 911 calls. At the same time, they're anticipating a staffing shortage of up to 30% of career EMTs. Because of this, they've dramatically decreased the set of requirements one has to meet to become a fully certified EMT as a volunteer. Peak of the virus is expected to be within the next 3 weeks, so that's about how long we have until these new volunteers need to be checked off. The people that are expected to be riding in the front seat of an ambulance in charge of patient care in 3 weeks are currently not even allowed to be at the station or touch an ambulance. The county 2 weeks ago considered them not essential and said only essential people can be at stations or on ambulances. There's no way that this doesn't lead to some kind of reduction in service. And this is absolutely a liability. This is a field promotion. This is going to be huge. I mean, I don't know. I think I might have to drop a class. I'm going to have to drop a class.
Can I just say?
Yes.
You're a volunteer.
I know.
Why are you doing this?
Volunteers rightfully get a lot of flack for being hobbyists or just being there for fun. And as fucked up as this is, you know, we're needed now, very clearly. This is a time where we're providing a service that probably couldn't be provided otherwise. No, definitely couldn't be provided otherwise. And right now I'm being asked to help lead that. I feel like if I don't do this, I don't know, it could mean that an ambulance doesn't go out the door and it takes too long to get somewhere.